Good evening, guys. So this video is about the 3 new units that have come out into global, and along with our true awakening Herrick. So let's first start off at Herrick, since he's the first unit we see here. Though I'll openly admit that there was a little mishap of my information being stated that we would get a true awakened Durin. That was evidently wrong, sadly, as well. I will have my hopes and dreams crushed, but someone said in my troop group chat that was a miscalculation or a translation error in the creator's support. But it did seem like they said it was going to be awoken units, but no, it wasn't. It was just an awoken Herrick. So let's get down to the basis of this. Now, Herrick is true art is pretty interesting. So adds all allied attacks have a chance of freezing enemy. Now that's pretty handy, especially if you want to just keep constantly freezing your boss. So I gotta openly admit that's actually pretty good, especially if you have Corsair having the ability to freeze units with her skill, just in general, and him just in general being, that actually pretty much comes in handy all around. I gotta openly admit that. I don't know if it stacks with the equipment you get from the Azuri Bird. Azuri Bird has this equipment that gives you both art gauge and adds freezing chance to your team. I don't know if that'll work with it, but yeah. Now on to the next unit. Feld. Feld in my book is one of the units you might want on your team. First of all, Feld has the ability to negate all status ailments. So you could always spam her art whenever a boss who adds status ailments to their skill or art uses an art that causes status ailments to your team, and she can cover it in such a simple way. Now, critical mastery is not a common passive, which actually adds in critical damage, if I remember correctly from one of our posts before, one of my videos before. Let me see. Just give me a moment so I can see. I do have her as well, but I think this is the best way to show you guys how to see another unit. Okay, here we go. Yeah. As you can see, increases all allies' critical damage by 20%. Now, like I said, that is a rare, unique skill to have on a unit, making her one of the decent types of units you want on your team, making her her supportive role a little more efficient and more top-notch. Now, like I said, in my book, I love that she is mostly a support unit for the fire-based team. Being that said, she covers most of the things I need versus the fact that I already have a lot of DPS units. Now, with that being said, let's get down to the next unit. The next unit is K1s. I do not know how to pronounce that one. But he has lost my interest in so many ways. First of all, he is only a boss-specific unit, making him quite weak. On top of that, he has 0 break damage. His skill, I do have him in Japan. His skill takes forever to cast. And his art is really weak. It not just removes art, it's not the fact that it just removes art gauge, it's the fact that it's really weak. 20 art gauge basically means 1 orb. And he can continuously cast it, but his cast time is just like Corsair's skill, or Corsair's art, where she has the Frost Dragon flying around the map. Now, that just basically describes him. But he's just one massive boss killer for demons. That's all he really is. What saddens me is Penetrating Hawkeye, which has break 0. That's what makes me sad. That purely saddens me. Just 0 break. Sad. Alright, now let's get to Keats. Or Kate. Or, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just Kate. Kit is actually pretty interesting for one of the three units we have here. Kit has the ability to actually paralyze an enemy that has been poisoned. Now, that would actually be openly admitted to the fact that I kind of like that detail. So if I were up against a boss that was immune to paralyzation, well, no, correction, immune to most status ailments, except for poison and paralyzation, I would openly admit that, Kate's a mix with Paula, mixed with, Naram? I forgot her name. She's the Earth Angel girl. I don't know what she looks like. I forgot what she does. But she actually, no, not what she does. Just not her name. She's a angel, a grass angel. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know what she looks like, or I don't know how to describe her. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, I'm ranting. All right. Yes, he would be a perfect combination with those two units, since Nara reduces status element resistances, and Paula adds in poison effect to her art. Now, Paula also gets a true awakening in the future, so do look forward to that one. But back to the point. Back to Kate. Kate, being that he actually has a resistance to paralyzation and his equipment speed, he decreases cool time speed for equipment, really comes in handy. But I also do like the fact that his damage for his art is really interesting. That being, like I said, it paralyzes enemies that are poisoned. Along with his skill, Mad Potion, which actually he spits out a biofume, which damages your opponent a little bit little, but still dealing damage and causing poison is still quite useful. That being said, he actually, somewhere along the lines with his poison mastery, adds in a resistance for both poison and paralyzation. So he evades them both, I do believe it says in his passive. Let's see, I've lost track of that detail. I did talk about this before. Here it is. Okay, so equipment, poison mastery. Poison paralyzed time reduction rate and evasion rate increases 30% for all allies. Crit rate up 50% when enemy is poisoned only once. Now, he basically has a crit rate when an enemy is poisoned. Now, that's pretty good and decent in my book, making him a little bit top-notch and useful for any likely boss that comes your way. That being said, I'm glad I also pulled Feld in my book, but that's all there really is to it, guys. Between that, I am still sad that Durin has not gotten a true evolution yet. He would be one of the actually handy units to be receiving a true evolution, but that's all there really is to it, guys. I do hope you've been enjoying the game. I do hope you guys have been enjoying the game and have fun. Oh man, it really sucks having a clogged nose.